Hi, I'm Amy, thank you for tuning in. I'm a little bit late bringing this video because I've been so busy doing promotion for the A Taste of Darkness anthology. I've also been working really hard at edits on a couple of different writing projects, so my October reading hasn't really kicked off yet, so I thought, right, I'm going to do a TBR video, make sure that I set my intention, and hopefully I can get some really great books read this month. So first I'm going to chat to you about some of the events I'm going to be doing in October in case you'd like to come along. It'd be lovely to meet some of you. I've got them written down because my memory is terrible. So first up, I'm going to be at, in no particular order, I'm going to be doing MCM on Saturday the 28th of October. I really loved the MCM that I did earlier this year. That one's in London and it's got lots of great authors and lots of great kind of actors and other guests that you can meet too. Next I'm going to be doing an event actually on Halloween at Nottingham Waterstones, and there are some great authors doing that event with me, so if you're local to that, please check it out because it should be a really good, fun and spooky time. Also Saturday the 14th of October is Bookshop Day, and I'm going to be at Drake Bookshop being a guest bookseller, which should be interesting because I've never used the shop until. So they're letting me loose on their bookshop for an hour, and I'm also going to be signing in lots of local shops to the sort of Newcastle and Durham area, so if you're looking for a signed copy of one of my books, that would be a good place to pick them up. On Saturday the 21st of October I'm going to be signing copies of A Taste of Darkness with my lovely friend Cynthia Murphy. That is at the Altrincham store, so you can come in and get a copy of the book signed and meet both of us. And also I'm going to be leaving signed copies in lots of Manchester stores, so if you want to pick one up, those will also have signed copies in stock. Next, before I dive into TBR, I want to talk to you about my YA Book Club pick for October, Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen. The reason I'm talking to you about this now is that it isn't in my TBR list because I already read it, confession time. I got sent an early copy of this, it came out on the 14th of September, but I got this copy a little bit before. I really wanted to read it when it arrived, so I'm going to still be chatting to people as the month goes on about it as the YA Book Club pick, but I have already read it. You can get my full thoughts in my wrap-up video when that comes out, but I absolutely love this one. It's beautifully written, it is a sapphic retelling of A Picture of Dorian Gray, and it has Laura's trademark gothic atmospheric writing, amazing relationships between characters and lots of creepy happenings. So I highly recommend checking this out and joining in with the book club. First up I'm going to talk about a couple of books that I'm currently reading. They're going to be my first reads of the month. This one probably needs no introduction. 12 Bones by Rosie Talbot is the sequel to the very much loved 16 Souls. It picks up with the same characters and carries on the story, but you could probably pick this up if you needed to as a standalone, I've heard, but I would recommend reading the first book because it's so good. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. I love these characters, and Rosie has said that this one may get a little darker and that there may be tears for the readers, so I'm excited but also a little bit scared to read this one, see what Rosie's got in store for us. Next up, I've started listening to the audiobook of The Vampires of El Norte. I haven't read any books by Isabel Cañas before, but I'm looking forward to her reading more of her take on vampires in a Western setting. Haven't read enough to have much of an opinion yet, so in my wrap-up video at the end of the month I will fully update you. And then to the actual TBR, I realise there are way too many books on this list for somebody who has as much editing as I do to do in October. But I like to have a big list. As you know, if you've watched my channel before, I like to be able to pick. I am a mood reader even though I set a TBR, so I like to have lots of choices. A lot of these books are either recently out or some of them are coming soon, so I'm going to try and read them as soon as possible because I always like to, if I get early copies, try and read them as quickly as I can. This one is already out. Christopher Golden is an author that I've read some of his Buffy books that he did that were sort of TV show tie-ins, and some of them were original stories and I enjoyed them. This, I think, is an adult novel, not 100% sure, but I just like the fact of a Buffy author doing a Halloween themed book. I don't know much about it, except that it's set in the 80s. It's got a blurb by CJ Tudor, Chuck Wendig and Christina Henry, last of which is an author that I've been meaning to try as well. So I'm not going to read the blurb. I kind of want to go into this one without really knowing, but I'm looking forward to this, especially being Halloween themed. I'd really like to get to it. I'm going to be doing an event soon with Ravina Garan. She is one of the authors who's going to be at Nottingham on the 31st of October with me and Mia Kuzhnia, the other co-curator of the A Taste of Darkness anthology, and a couple of other great authors. So this one is her follow-up standalone YA murder mystery. This Book Kills was her very popular book that came out last year, And this one says on the back, murder is a dish best served cold. Trapped in a mansion with a murderer and a family of liars, how would you survive? An ice-cold, mind-blowing murder mystery from the author of the breakout YA thriller of 2023, This Book Kills. Perfect for fans of Holly Jackson and Karen McManus. And this one comes out on the 7th of December. I can't wait to read it. As the weather's turning cool, this feels like the perfect time to read this book. This book comes out in October, Totally Deceased by Sue Cunningham. It sounds really fun. It is the story of a girl who wakes up from a heart transplant and discovers that she's been haunted by the girl whose heart she's been given, and together with this girl they set off to solve the mystery of how the girl was murdered. I'm told that it's full of humour and great relationships between characters, and of course the murder mysteries that I really love. This one I've seen absolutely everywhere. It just looks really cute and romantic. I think the title kind of says it all, what the plot of this one is. I'm looking to read some kind of lighter, fun books for this spooky season. I do love a vampire book, as anybody who can see the Buffy display behind me probably knows. So I really hope I'll get to this one too. This has been on my TBR a couple of times and I've just not had time to read it, because I tend to find if I've been asked to blurb a book or it isn't out yet, I sort of prioritise those, and then really great books like this fall by the wayside. So this one is a YA horror, I think, with some thriller elements. It says on the front, just because they let you in, it doesn't mean they'll let you out. I'm also going to be doing the event on the 31st of October with Tomi, so if you are interested in coming along to hear us talk about our books, that would be a great opportunity. Look how gorgeous that cover is, very creepy. It says in the back too, this book will change you whether you like it or not. Terrified, can't wait to read it. I am into anthologies at the moment. I'm having a bit of a moment for them. The past couple of years I've read lots of great anthologies. This one is a middle grade anthology. Look at those spreadsheets. May have put this on my TBR for last month, I can't remember. It came out end of August and I've wanted to read it since, but I just haven't had time. It features loads of great authors like Kat Ellis, Jennifer Killick, Kirsty Applebaum, Aisha Bushby, lots of other authors who put books that I haven't read but that I want to, like Elle McNichol. Looking forward to the idea of some middle grade horror. I love anthologies because I've been able to get a little taste of somebody's writing and see whether it might be an author that you want to continue with. I think it's great. Next, a book that Scholastic sent me, a couple of these Scholastic books I should have mentioned. Sue Cunningham's book, Scholastic also sent me, so thank you for that. This one, it sounds to me like a version of Dracula for younger readers. It says in the back, after moving to live with her aunt and cousins in Valesti, Vivi often wonders why no one talks about the mysterious castle in the mountains. The castle is shrouded in darkness and rumours of missing girls, but when Vivi gets a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work there, she decides to ignore the whispered warnings. After all, what other prospects does a girl like her have? On arrival at Castle Besna, Vivi begins to suspect that the rumours might actually be true. The castle is a creepy place and strange things happen at night. And when Vivi finds a dusty book in the library detailing the castle's dark history, she starts to wonder if she's made a terrible mistake. As the truth unravels, Vivi doesn't know who to trust, and two things become certain. There's a vampire in the castle and Vivi can't escape it. How awesome does that sound? I love something that feels like the author has good knowledge of vampire fiction. This one definitely feels like it's drawing on things like Dracula and Carmilla, so I'm sure it will be a great read. Another book that I was sent by a publisher, this one by Chicken House. This is about two YouTubers who have a ghost hunting channel who go missing. Another group of not so well-known ghost hunters go to look for them in the place where they disappeared, and they get a little bit more than they bargained for. I've heard lots of great things about this one on social media, so I'm hoping that I should get to read this month because it just came out. So this is Jo Nesbø's new book. It came out on the 28th of September. I don't know much about this one apart from the fact that it has a very vintage feel to me, and it says in the back, when the voice is called, don't answer. I've read other Jo Nesbø books before, but the design of this one is quite different, so I'm intrigued whether this does feel to me like it might be a kind of more 90s murder mystery thriller style, so I don't know if that's what I'm getting, but I'm excited to find out. So that is it, a massive pile of books. I know for a fact that I won't read them all, but I'm hoping that I will by the end of the year. In probably November, December, some of these books will feature in the TBR, so I don't feel too bad that I'm putting them on the list but probably won't get to them. Thank you so much for watching. As always, likes and subscribes are really appreciated. Let me know in the comments if you're really excited to read any of those books, if there are any that you think I should prioritise. I love chatting with people in the comments, so it'd be great to hear from you. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.